So when I came into the business, right, and it was a long time ago, there were a lot of rules. I remember they said, you never buy computer chip stocks. They're just commodities. You only trade them. Well, that's obviously no longer applicable. But there were certain things like you don't fight the tape, you don't fight the Fed. And I got to tell you, they've held up pretty well since 1986. Another smart thing was listen to management, right? Particularly if they're bullish, because more often than not, they're probably understating how bullish they really are. Now, my next guest is looking for 7,700 next year, and due in part to company guidance. So let's bring in now BD8 Capital Partners, their Chief Investment Officer, Barbara Doran. And let's just talk about this. Guidance has been phenomenal, particularly with tech companies, but in general. And I mean, if they're telling you it's going to be good, why fight that?
Well, I agree with that, actually, because companies do know their businesses, but it's particularly on top of seeing the last 10 quarters where every quarterly earnings is better than the year before. Right. And the last two were double-digit up. So, and right now they're forecasting fourth quarter 8 to 9%. Last quarter was 8%, came in at 13%. So it's looking very promising, particularly 14, 15% bottoms up for 26.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I remember there was someone did something one quarter, and all the time the analyst said, "Great quarter, guys." I was like, "Oh no, there wasn't a great quarter." But now we know that these have been great quarters. I do want to ask you about consumer spending. Again, the top numbers hanging in there. We just had retail sales. But it's so bifurcated. It doesn't matter if the top 20% are doing 70% of the buying, as long as someone's doing it?
Well, it's a good question. And I think everybody's waiting for that to catch up but we've seen it for the whole last year. The lower income consumer is, in my view, always under pressure because they're just making ends meet. Right. But now it's a little bit tougher because of tariffs and you're seeing grocery price increases, et cetera. And so, but, we've had so much wealth created since 2019, $40-50 trillion. And so there's a lot of spending. As you just said, the high income ones do the predominant amount of spending, and that's not letting up.
You sent over Micron, it's a stock you like, but some of the rationale you have for it, I thought would be a good learning lesson for our audience who really want to learn how to invest and make decisions on their own. So we made a checklist based on your thoughts. Pricing power. I mean, it all begins with pricing power. As long as you have pricing power and you don't lose volume, right? Right.
Well, Micron's interesting because that is a classic cyclical stock, usually. And that's why it's always at a single digit.
It's just the cycle's longer this time now.
Yeah, and it's a very long one. You can argue that it's a structural issue right now because the supply is so limited. They really underestimated last year how quickly the AI demands would ramp up. And right now, they're building fabs like mad, but fabs take 3 to 5 years. So they could see pressure in the supply chain until 28, particularly for consumer products. So pricing power they have right now, yes.
Long-term visibility goes with that. You just kind of alluded to that. It's like when they have visibility and they can tell you what they see. We know uncertainty is one thing Wall Street hates. This is certainty.
Yeah, no, it really is. And so the question is, does it deserve a higher multiple? Right now it's at a 9 times, which is, about where it is at peak, but I think it deserves longer because of the visibility that we're seeing. This is not going to be over in 9 months.
You like MasterCard and Visa here, the duopoly? I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, listen, they've been unstoppable for years, but I'm thinking, what the White House is talking about, but even more than that, if stablecoin lives up to the hype, it might also, along with blockchain, present a problem. But you think this recent pullback is a great opportunity?
Well, I do, because the stocks, what you're talking about is happening. Stablecoin, digital wallets, all that is happening. I think it's going to be longer run. And plus, both of these companies are integrating them into, they're not replacing, but they're extending their offices, their offerings. So they are not stupid. Right. So what you're doing, these are long-term serious trends that ultimately could disrupt the business. But I think for now, it's much longer before it really happens.
All right, I got to get your biggest risk and your big potential surprise for this year. Big risk, economic warfare.
Well, that is it. I mean, we've seen it just the last few weeks, I mean, if talking about Venezuela, if you do business, there's going to be tariffs slapped on you. Then there's the threat of 25% on chip imports, and this continues, and this is a problem. And so even if we invaded Iran, what would that do to oil prices? So, and these things, this is not just one-off. I think we're going to continue to have these surprises, depending on what's tweeted late at night. Right. And so this is a problem for, sectors. And also I think, to go off the topic for a second, just you're looking at the hiring, low hiring, low firing. I think that speaks about uncertainty, because you don't know how the landscape and policy are going to change.
Also your biggest surprise with respect to the labor market, AI adoption?
Yeah, well, the biggest surprise, I think, could be that, Powell talked about it in one of his recent press conferences, that productivity at 2% a year is much higher than one would expect pre-AI. And what you're seeing, is that you saw it with Micron, how quickly this is happening. So you could see real productivity increases this year, which would help margins.
The last number was
and
4.9. Was that 4.9?
Yeah. And may not help revenues, but it's going to really help earnings, and that is what drives the market. So I think we might have upside to my 7,700 number.
All right. Well, you can always come back and up it. Barbara, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Charles.